Welcome everybody, Mr. Daniel Webb. What we have here is Daniel's hammerphobia, and what we're going to do right now, the first step to drilling out his new bowling ball is we're going to check his positive axis point. Before we get his positive axis point, we can't lay out that bowling ball accurately. So we're going to get Daniel to warm up a few shots, and then we're going to check his track, and we're going to show you guys how to work out his positive axis point. A few shots, and what we're looking for is his oil track. Now with these high-end bowling balls, reactive bowling balls, the ball will oscillate, it'll flare. So what we're looking for is the track line that is closest to his thumb and fingers, and we will mark that up and draw the line. And what we want to do is we want to measure between where the fingers start and the top of the thumb. That's the track that we're going to be working on. Now, the track that's closest to his thumb and fingers, that's the first track, the first ball roll off of his hand, and that's the truest reading we've got of his positive axis point. What we have here is something that's called an armadillo, designed by Mopinel in the States, and we want to make sure that those lines cover the top to the bottom of that track line, and then we can mark off on the opposite side of the ball where Daniel's positive axis point is. A lot of people will ask, is it better to use a low flaring ball like a urethane ball or a plastic ball? And theoretically yes, but the issue being is that a lot of people won't get up and throw that plastic ball the same way that they will throw their strike ball. So it's better, in my opinion, to use their strike ball to find out their positive axis point. So once we've located that, what we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of tape. We're going to mark that spot with a piece of tape. We're going to get Daniel to throw that again, and we're looking for that particular spot to be stable when Daniel rolls the ball in the first few feet. There, we've located Daniel's positive axis point with some white tape. Just mark that off so that we can see it, and we're looking for that white tape to be stable through the front part of the lane. Alright, so now we've located Daniel's positive axis point. So now we're going to work out what that distance is, what his coordinates are. So from the center of the bridge, we're going to come down to the center of the top of his thumb. We're going to measure half that distance, get his center of grip. So he's 3 7/8 of the cut there. So you're going to 1 5/16. We're going to come straight across on there, and that is his center of grip. We'll remove our locator there. Match up that line, and we'll come across parallel to that. So Daniel is 3.5 inches across. And a half up. So he's 3.5 inches straight across and a ½ inch up. That's Daniel's positive axis point. Okay, so we've got Daniel's new ball here. This is the new ball that we've been fortunate enough to get our hands on early. We're going to be the first to sell these bowling balls worldwide. Thanks to distributors Animal Proshop, and well done to Daniel Webb for getting his hands on these earlier than anyone else in the world. So Daniel's actually got 2 of these bowling balls, and I can't go into every detail of the bowling ball because we've got to wait and find out for those release dates. But we're going to drill one to roll a little bit earlier, a little bit stronger. Daniel's got a lot of speed, and we're going to get this ball to slow down in the oil a little bit quicker and read that mid lane. It is carbon infused, the weight block. It's got some stuff that's been very successful in hammer bowling balls before. So we're pretty excited, pretty confident these balls are going to roll very well. So the first thing we do, it is a symmetrical bowling ball. So what we'll notice is this the pin and the CG. What we don't have is the mass bias locator, so we know that this bowling ball is symmetrical. The core is the same shape the whole way around. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a line from the pin through the centre of gravity. And I'm going to measure a fake mass bias there of 6 3/4 along that line, and that will give me that fake mass bias locator. Bearing in mind that when we do put holes in these bowling balls, a symmetrical ball after we've drilled them isn't asymmetrical, because we have changed the dynamics of that bowling ball and it is no longer the same shape the whole way around. So I'm going to get this ball to set up a little bit early for Daniel, so I'm going to dissect 3.5 inches from his pin to his pat, and I'm going to do 4 1/4 to the fake mass bias. So there we've located 3.5 from the pin to his positive axis point and 4 1/4 from the fake mass bias to his positive axis point. Now the next thing I'm going to choose his pin buffer, and again we want that ball to set up a little bit earlier, so I'm going to choose 3 1/4 inches away from the pin through to his vertical axis line, and this is the pin buffer. The smaller we go with his pin buffer, the longer the ball is going to go. It's going to store up more energy, it's going to change direction harder, snap a little bit more down lane. The further away we go, we're going to get that ball to set up and roll a little bit earlier, be a little stronger in the mid lane, be smoother in the back end. So once we've made that mark there, 3 1/4, I'm then going to dissect these two lines, join them together, and that will create our val, our vertical axis line. So far we've got 3.5 inches from the pin to his pat, we've got 4 1/4 from his pat to his fake mass bias, and we've chose a pin buffer of 3 1/4. What we do then is, perpendicular to that vertical axis line, we're going to measure backwards towards Daniel's PAP. So if we were to drill this ball for a few different bowlers and we were going to choose this same layout, so far we would follow the same process. This is where it gets a little bit different. We need to work backwards from this vertical axis line perpendicular to that particular bowler's positive axis point. Now Daniel's was a half up and 3.5 across. So we need to come back down a half inch because we're working backwards, and then we need to come straight across perpendicular, draw that line, measure 3.5, and that will become Daniel's center of grip. So if we come across from that center of grip and we come across 3.5 inches and we go a half up, we locate Daniel's positive axis point, and that gives us that layout: 3.5 by 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 pin buffer. So from this particular spot here, we need to find out half of Daniel's span. Daniel's span from the cut of his outer. Daniel uses vice grips, he uses vice IT. Very good system. So we're going to measure from the outer edge of his thumb sleeve to the outer edge of his fingers without the grips. Daniel's is 4 inches from the edge of his outer to the edge of his middle finger. So if we split the difference there, we're going to measure 2 inches down, and that's where we're going to drill Daniel's thumb.
Web's ball with the vise interchangeable system. We're going to start with the bigger drill bit. Go down until we hit the collar. Alrighty. So I've now hit that collar, which just tells me where to stop drilling. So we make sure we get the right depth on it. And then pull that one out. And we drop down to the 1/2 inch. Got a ring. Put a little bit on the side. So this is just the guiding ring. Make sure that everything goes in where it should. Just make sure it's flush. Now this is the interchangeable locking system. So this part goes into the bottom of the ball, and we glue that to stay there, and then the thumb just screws into the tread. So we put a little bit of glue on either side of this. A little bit of glue around the top ring, just to make sure that they will never ever come out. We line up this black line with the bottom of our center line. Give it a tap so it's at the bottom. Grab one of these little mollies. Once again, this is just to all make sure that this bottom bit will never come out of the ball. Tap that down. Hit the bottom. Wait till it dries. Just give it about 30 seconds. Beautiful. All done, ready to go. Our interchangeable done. We want to measure up to the cut of the fingers. So with Daniel, we're going 4 inches for the middle finger and 4 1/8 on the ring. So we just measure out a 4-inch line and then 4 1/8 on the ring. Once I've got 2 small lines, I'll use the Prosect. I'll just line it up to the right of it because obviously with your fingers they're going to slant downwards a little bit. So we don't want to overspan him. Perfect. Then we've got to have our bridge, which we do at 1/4 of an inch from side to side. So with 1/4 of an inch, that gives us enough room, because we don't want it too wide together, because you don't want your fingers spreading too far apart, and you don't want them too close together, because that's when you start to get the cracks in the bridges. Beautiful. Left lateral and 1/4 reverse for Daniel. We want to line up the side of the drill bit to the bridge line and then the bottom of the drill bit to that bottom line. Alright. Now that we've done all that, we just want to buzz the fingers. That just stops the ball from cracking. And there we go. Ready to put some inserts in it and watch him throw it. Now, so we're just going to pop them in and glue them in. Just to make sure. Alright, so when we're gluing in finger grips, we always want to make sure they're flush with the ball. So we don't want them sticking out. So the best way to do it is like to glue the inside first, because that's the highest part of the ball. Only needs a dot. Beautiful. And there we go. We'll just get you to chuck your thumb in, Daniel, and make sure that everything is okay. So this is the Vise interchangeable locking system in action.
Pretty good.
Beautiful. Alright, we'll weigh it up and then we'll go give it a try.
Go ahead and weigh this ball up. I'm going to make sure that she's legal. We're allowed 1 ounce of positive or negative side weight from left to right, and we're allowed 1 ounce of positive finger or positive thumb from top to bottom. And we're allowed 3 ounces of top weight after drilling. Relatively speaking, or normally speaking, that should not be an issue. We've just got to check that top weight before drilling the ball. If it is up close to that 4 ounce top weight mark, then if we offset the drilling from the center of the weight block or the CG too much, then yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty. So we've got to make sure it is perfectly even in the scale. We'll be weighing the right hand side first. So we need to make sure this little needle perfectly balanced. Not moving, not going up or down or anything, it's perfectly level, which means that this side is level. Then we just flip it over. So now we are weighing the other side of the ball. Once again, just got to make sure that we are perfectly level. Fantastic. Alright, so this is telling us at the moment that there is a lot more weight on the other side. So we've got to bring this one here, this front counterweight. If we move this right, this will tell us how close we're getting to being back to that level and legal. So we're still a little bit over, as we can see, so we'll just nudge it a little bit more. Once again, still just a fraction over. So we are now on the legal allowable weight that we're going to have from left to right weight. And it is just on. So, technically legal, but we like to have a little bit of room to play with. So next we'll do the finger to thumb weight. So once again, line it up, measuring the right side of the ball. Make sure that we have it perfectly even. Beautiful. This one back to 0. So we need to move this back one to get our total weight right first. It's looking good, nice and level. Once again, just flip it around. So this time we're measuring the bottom side of the ball. Line it up. Make sure that we are perfectly level. Alright, so this is at the moment saying that there is too much weight on this side of the ball, and we need more weight on this top side to even it out. So if we go once again we are right on the ounce, which is just within the allowable limits.
So we're going to go ahead and put this weight hole in this ball with side weight and thumb weight. So we're going to drill a weight hole in for Daniel. And I'm going to come from the centre of the grip. I'm going to come 5 1/4 inches across. And I'm going to go 2 inches down. And I'm going to pop a 1 inch drill bit in there. And I want to go 2.5 inches deep. 1 inch drill bit, move on 2.5 inches down. We'll knock out that side weight and that thumb weight. And we'll just double check this. We'll get Jimmy to double check. This ball will be well within the legal limits now. And we've just made this ball a little bit strong in the middle of the lane. But we'll slow down, roll a little earlier. And it will stop up a little quicker in the back. Should be perfect for fresh lane conditions. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new ball from Hammer. First time going to be rolled worldwide. Campbelltown Bowl. Daniel Webb.
Oh!
Hey, that's pretty good.
Whoa!
That's pretty good indeed.
Paul's ball here. Paul's got a little softer ball speed, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off by drawing our line through from the pin through the CG to find our fake mass bias. Marking it out 6 3/4. Find our fake mass bias. And the layout we're going to use for Paul's ball is 5 by 4 by 1.5. I'm going to start off and measure 5 inches. By 4. Find our point here, and we're going to look for a 1.5 inch pin buffer. Till we get our vertical axis line. A axis measurement. We've got 4 1/4 across, and we've got half up. So we're going to go backwards here. So we're going to go 1/2 inch down. And then we're going to measure across 4 1/4. And now we've got it. Got our centre of grip. I'm ready to lay out the ball. We've got 2732 drill bit. And we've got a pretty cool drill press here at Webby's Proshop at Campbelltown City Bowl. We've got a J-Hawk, right, with a tri-oval and all these special gigs. So we're going to drill a nice oval thumb 45-degree angle for Paul and see how we go.
Right, so let's put it in the 8 forward there, and that's going to be the pilot hole, 2732. Line it up.
Now, so we've got a span, measuring the span out here to the middle finger we've got a 4 inches, and to the ring finger 4 1/16. Ready to go with our 2 fingers. Alright, all I do is buzz the fingers out, put some grips in.
First shot off the press, new hammer ball.
Oh, it's looking good.
He's getting there. Oh!
Shot.
What do you think, Mr. Delaney?
Dan Webb can drill any ball for me anytime.
What an endorsement. This guy. And this guy. Paulie D. Throwing his hammer.
This ball can be thrown right-handed, left-handed, don't matter. Still strikes.
Whoa!
That was right-handed.
Like we said, this ball is so damn good. We're going to show you how damn good.
Yes!
Look at that.
Daniel, right-handed now, please.
Right-handed?
Yeah. Right, left, doesn't matter.
2, 1. Look at that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if you're right-handed, left-handed, Jimmy.
In this video, we're just going to show you the difference between the reaction of a pin down layout, which is the one Daniel has in his hand at the moment, and something with a pin up layout. Throwing the pin down first. Beautiful, Daniel. This guy has game. So we've thrown the pin down layout. We are now going to go to the pin up one, just to show you the difference in the reaction. Alrighty, so this is the pin up layout. Throwing it over the same spot, just to show you guys the difference in the reaction. As you can see, gets down lane a bit further, holds a bit more energy, still does what it has to.
Good ball.
Great
Jimmy
ball.
1.5 hand Owen. I finished second in brackets at Windsor. That was first take, ladies and gentlemen.